Welcome back to Taylor's Movie Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about the Stranger Things Season 3 trailer, or as Netflix is just calling it, Stranger Things 3. They're kind of treating it like movies, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on it starting now. So, I don't know how long you've been subscribed, but I did review Stranger Things Season 2 a few months back, and just to recap that review very, very lightly, I will admit that I thought Stranger Things 2 was incredibly weak compared to the first original season of Stranger Things, which I honestly think was almost impossible to top. For those of you who don't know, I was a huge die-hard fan of the original season of Stranger Things. I watched the show over and over and over again, literally back to back, because I thought it was so good. I love the characters, I love the writing, I love the character arcs and how they all mesh together in the end. And I didn't really feel that way with Stranger Things 2. I felt like the Duffer Brothers, when they created it, were kind of trying to expand on that universe in ways that we didn't want the universe to be expanded in. Maybe I should just be speaking for myself, but episode 7, which was kind of a completely separate take on Stranger Things, where Elle leaves Hawkins and goes to Chicago, and they go on this wild goose chase and everything changes for just that episode and then goes back to normal later. To me, it just felt out of place. I know certain people liked it. I felt like they shouldn't have taken the series in that direction. And now, watching the Stranger Things 3 trailer, I'm going, okay, so far so good. Doesn't look like they're bringing up any of the characters or any of the storyline that we got from episode 7 of Stranger Things 2, which I'm perfectly fine with. I know that they were experimenting there and they wanted to see people's reactions, and I hope the general reaction was, don't do this. Don't go there. It looks like they're sticking within Hawkins this time. And the other thing that I'm excited about with Stranger Things 3 is it looks like they're trying to mix it up a little bit. What you notice about Stranger Things 1 and 2 is they both take place around Halloween. And in a lot of ways, Stranger Things 2 is trying to recreate kind of that same magic that Stranger Things 1 had by saying, you know, it's been a year since that happened and 1 year has passed, which in reality of the shows, yeah, 1 year had passed. But this time, luckily, we got a good amount of space between Stranger Things 2 and 3 so that, for one, the actors can grow up a lot now. You can tell that, well, they're still teenagers, you know, they're not full-blown adults. They're definitely not kids like they used to be, which I think is a good direction to take the show. A, because your child actors are gonna get old, and when you intentionally try to make child actors who are aging try to look more like children, things can get awkward and kind of gimmicky. So I'm glad they're not taking it that way. It does look like one of the main struggles between the original cast, the original kids of Stranger Things 1, is gonna be that some of them are hitting puberty and trying to grow up and try to be more adult and be more serious about their life, whereas kids like perhaps Dustin are trying to relive that childhood memory of running around on bikes, playing Dungeons and Dragons, and just living their childhood to the best of their ability. I think that's a very natural train of thought for a lot of kids, especially when they start getting older and they want to be more mature. Some of them grow up and mature a lot faster, some of them don't. So to me, seeing those kids grow in that way and knowing that that's going to be one of the major plot elements in Stranger Things 3, I say is a great way to go, and I'm very interested to see those kids' dynamic. Of course, now that Will, hopefully he's all okay now. I kind of got sick of Stranger Things 2 doing a lot of the same things Stranger Things 1 did. Oh, Will's missing. Oh, now Will's sick. Will hopefully can just stay normal this time, okay? Let's try to keep things a little bit refreshing. Also, Eleven is hidden in secret. Oh, now Eleven is hidden in secret again, except this time by Hopper instead of Mike. So I'm happy that in Stranger Things 3, at least it appears that Eleven just gets to run around with the rest of the gang and she gets to grow her hair out. She doesn't have to be treated like a lab rat. She doesn't have to be cooped up in some shed out in the woods. I'm glad that she's out with the kids, and that means that in regards to the drama that takes place and how the teenagers are all interacting with each other, we can get a taste of things being a tad different now. Now Eleven's with another girl who she can be friends with, and she can enjoy what a real teenager's life is like, and that means that in regards to creativity for Stranger Things, you know, there's certain check boxes that we all kind of want to see checked. We want to see Hopper being cool and protecting people. We want to see those teenagers roasting each other and trying to survive. And of course, we want to see some good monsters from the Upside Down. It looks like in this trailer, they're checking all those boxes, but still doing it in a different environment. Now, it's 4th of July. It's the summer of the 1980s, and it's not Halloween anymore. It's not Christmas just around the corner. So overall, as much as I kind of despised and didn't really care for a lot of the plot choices they went with in Stranger Things 2, I can confidently say that the trailer for Stranger Things 3 has restored a lot of my hope that this series can be very, very enjoyable and can be quite decent in regards to characters and plot and making it feel concise and making it feel useful. We're getting a little bit of Nancy and Jonathan's relationship, which looks like they're working now. They're not in school anymore. Although Nancy and Jonathan, to me, still look very much like high schoolers, and in this, they clearly look like they're working in some business. Maybe it's an internship at the Hawkins Post. But I hope Netflix kind of cracked the whip with Duffer Brothers and said, okay, you can have control over your show, but also you might want to lean a tad more towards the crowd-pleasing side of things, because I think Stranger Things is one of Netflix, like, best and most loved and most watched original shows they still have that can keep developing, and they can keep adding sequels to it and more seasons as they go along. So making sure that Stranger Things 3 is a real crowd pleaser and keeps a lot of people paying for Netflix, I think is in the company's best interest, given Apple's launching their streaming service soon, Disney's launching their streaming service soon, lots of more companies launching streaming services and are going to be pulling their content from Netflix. So Stranger Things, I think, is one of those pivotal shows that needs to stay good and entertaining and enjoyable for people. That way people stick with their Netflix subscription plans. But all that aside, just focusing on the characters and the arcs, I think Stranger Things 3 should have a good amount of refreshing plot lines, not just recycling what made the original show so good, trying to take it in a different direction, but not too drastically different that you get Mohawks and Suicide Squad knockoffs, which is bad because Suicide Squad was already pretty bad. So I just hope we don't see any more of that universe expanded on and we can just focus on the characters in Hawkins. But those characters absolutely can be three-dimensional. They can be more diverse. We don't necessarily just need to cram more characters into the show to make it better. And that's one thing I'm happy about is from what I've seen in the Stranger Things 3 trailer, it appears that most of the characters in it, opposed from that guy with the gun in the House of Mirrors, most of the characters in it are characters we already know from previous seasons that the Duffer Brothers just want to elaborate on and give more depth to, which I think they could have used in the last season. So knowing that they're taking it in that direction is quite encouraging, and I'm very interested in watching it. I'll definitely be watching it come July 4th this summer. Will you be tuning in for Stranger Things 3 once it drops this July? Let me know in the comments below. Or is this becoming stale? Stranger Things, that's so 2017. It's just not doing it for you anymore. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have an excellent day. Take care.